I got 2 mice and I got 4 screens.
Did you see the notification from Mike?
No, Mike.
Mike King? Show's canceled on the 18th.
Really? Why? Because he's sick, eh?
No, because they closed down the campus.
Oh, really?
Oh shit.
Damn. We'll see. I mean, we could probably get another town if he wants to reschedule. I mean, it's a bought show. Maybe he's got the money already from him. We're back live, I believe.
All right.
Sorry,
But
guys, hit the wrong button.
Day,
Go ahead.
what do we have? We had blood moons. We had hunter moons. And those were the red ones that came. It was supposed to be real hot the next day, according to the almanac and shit like that. But worm moons and the rest of the stuff, I never heard of.
How about worm moon?
You know, we didn't have that back in our day.
Let's just start there. Worm moon. We're talking what with Planet X? What's another name for it? Nobody. That's why I'm the champ.
No,
Wormwood in Wormwood, right? So now we have Worm Moon. To me, that just set off some Planet X shit, man. Like
Listen, brother, anything sets off Planet X thing for you because you're the champ.
Is that not 1 degree away? Is that not 1 degree away though?
It could be.
But
I'm not saying you're wrong.
So who named it that? Fucking nerd Smirgly at NASA, who's like,
no, it's in the Bible. It's in the Bible, isn't it? Wormwood the Destroyer. That's
it is.
It is.
Yeah.
Well, also now what's in the Bible counts as as actual material. But
he's been quoting the Bible.
I'm
review.
Shoot.
Oh, you know what, brother? As we bust Stevie's chops of being an in the closet flat earther, you're an in the closet God believer. So
dude, almost all.
No.
Almost all
I'm
atheists
pass on this.
Listen, we never let the truth get in the way of a good story. Now stop it.
Almost all atheists leave Christianity because they look at it and punch the holes in it and be like, what a bunch of bullshit. I'm not subscribing to this anymore. So you have to know what some of what's going down.
So Wormwood the Destroyer isn't bullshit?
In the science aspect of it of Old Testament, yeah, I just look at a word that's been around, wormwood, for a long time, and then things I've never heard before, worm moon, worm, and that when I think it's bright, the most bright I've ever seen it, and Wormwood the Destroyer coming back around in a 3,600 year orbit, double orbit, really, if you want to argue it, that. Why is it so bright? Maybe that both suns are shining on the face of it and we can't see it. And then here I am with a shitty cell phone camera taking a picture of how bright it is. And then the next day when I look at them, I'm seeing these 2 completely perfect orbs in some pictures I have. And then where I'm standing at one angle, I don't have them. It's very, what the fuck to me? I wish I had the P900, but really we got the P900 when Stevie zoomed all the way in to see all the craters and stuff, but this was a bigger scope and picture of everything that was going on. I don't know.
If you were to zoomed in with the P900, the shine or the glimmer from the moon would have blocked out the blue dot because you got so close?
Maybe I just because it depends how you frame it up because I couldn't see the blue dot with my eye.
Okay.
Because in the pictures the moon only looks like this big, right? But in my perspective outside, it's like this. It's taking up the whole soul. But when I take the picture of it, it's very small, so I wouldn't even be able to see that blue dot that was beyond it, which in that picture I think looks like it in the perspective of what I could do there. So I didn't even know it was there.
It sucks because the weather got very cloudy and rainy like after you sent that picture. So I've been out there trying to see if I could, because even with the moon, you had one time Venus and Saturn that weren't too far from it in the sky. They weren't as close as your blue orb. And by the way, I looked up after you said that. A lot of people say that Planet X is blue. So it might not even be the moon. It might be Planet X. There's definitely some weird stuff.
Doesn't make sense that Planet X is blue.
When they
Why not? He was talking. Sorry, Sal.
Sorry.
So when they say that the moon is now in our atmosphere, when they say in mainstream news or mainstream websites that now, what do they call them? Like moon clouds or something? We got multiple things
dust,
in our atmosphere?
dust moons with like they're small metered chunks of whatever it is, gathered together.
Yeah, but don't you think that's a big deal? That like these are discoveries that should like rock our whole current like understanding of anything. If anything, if the moon is now 200 and some thousand miles closer to us than you originally said, how do you say it's in our atmosphere and it's 239,000 miles at the same time?
Agreed.
Yeah. I just I was excited to maybe catch something because I don't see how that could be lens flare standing in the dark. You know,
sure it wasn't a weather balloon?
It seems to be behind the moon. It seems to be in perspective above it and behind it. I mean, that's high swamp gas.
Back to the left?
Yeah, back into the center, kind of straight up the middle. Just pull it.
I'll go with my comments on my UFO one where they all said it was a collision detection drone for the airport.
Probably. But it was impressive, and just the fact of not even capturing that was the added bonus. I was just like, this moon in Worm and Wormwood, those things stuck out in me, Sal, and I know you were pretty, not shaken, but you did a lot of research on Anunnaki Wise Man, and a lot of it tied into years of what you've kind of been studying on the peripheral.
And again, to strengthen GGP's taunts, their Bible made sense now because all those crazy, gigantic, fucking ridiculous holes were now patched. So again, getting to know certain things and be aware of these things, whether you believe them or not, but now it's just a little easier to swallow. It's a little easier to sit and go, you know what, maybe the person you guys dubbed as, the big God, I get it. I understand. You're wrong, but I understand why. And it all makes sense. Seems a little bit more plausible than it did before.
We saw, Nazi youth puppet master from the Vatican also say, I looked through my Lucifer telescope and aliens could be Christians. Let's welcome them with open arms. Like, right. Think about that alone of like just how groundbreaking that is to old Italian grandmas who are 90 that worship that dude. And like, he's saying those kind of things, man. Like that's some vision and foresight and stooge off to prepare his flock of, followers for whatever that's coming. And here we are with just a lot of astrological happenings that are one on top of the other. A 16-day signal coming from 500 million miles in space. A huge asteroid headed this way now that's even not even, like, will it or won't it hit? They don't know yet. So we never saw this kind of stuff or heard about it nearly as much before. Maybe it's because our technology is more advanced, though. I don't want to undersell the conspiracy and fear porn side of it.
Stevie had he said something that sparked something. We saw this blue light, and all of a sudden the weather changed. It got real cloudy. It got rainy out of nowhere. So do you think that was intentional to hide it so people wouldn't be able to see it?
I think it makes as much sense as anything else.
Why not?
You know what I mean?
Why not?
Yeah.
So that just dawned on me.
We need a P1000 Nikon, and then we'll know.
You know what's funny is I think the P1000, people had a lot of problems with it, and especially the price. The P900 went up $100. I don't know if that's because everybody's looking into the sky now, and they know they're selling a lot of them, so they jacked it up. When have you ever heard about anything technology-based the previous generation?
Yeah,
jacking up $100.
Previous gen never really increases in price again.
Hey, here's an interesting thing. I forget. I think it was also Deep Thoughts Radio that there's a thing with chemtrails that, once again, follow the money, that they're doing work like you can pretty much have a sunny day on your daughter's wedding. Like the Saudi Arabia did that. China did that.
Cloud bursting and all that. Yeah.
You can do all these things to move the weather away. So what Papadon just said of, holy shit, we have some that can see. like in They Live, let's cover this shit up with some clouds and get some weather in here.
How about those circles in the sky with the light going around them, the perfect 360s, double circles? We've never found any answer, even remotely, what the fuck that possibly could be. You know what I mean?
There's only one answer to that. CERN.
Oh, it's true. Circles in the sky. I get it. But yeah, man, that was my little Monday night post-Raw space adventure of what the fuck is going on this week. I sent it to Crow 777. You know, I said, dude, I'm no photographer, and I just happened to look and see these. Could be Venus, he said, you know, in alignment to check astrological stuff of where it is compared to where I was that night. I haven't had a chance to go back and do that yet, but pretty interesting, man. I couldn't see it with my naked eye and caught something in a couple pictures, same spot. And, you know, that's why maybe I'm the chosen one, the Planet X Division champion, undefeated. So that sucks about April 18th at SUNY IT. We'll see if he's going to announce the 25th in Rome. That was the next week. So he hadn't announced yet, but I know Mike had a little health scare too. So shout out Mike King. And if we got to bury you and take over the company, so be it.
Again.
Yeah, for the third time. I sure Envy's ready to step right in.
he'll need a step ladder.
Yeah, step right up on a step ladder and step right in. We got to do it. I don't want to be uber critical of, you know. Well, we'll go with the main one first. Straight off of Botchamania, and I sent out the tweet to him today to invite him on the show. As the information gets released, and we were all there and getting the Iggy, Corey Feldman's big film debut, which was supposed to go off on the 22nd, I think, and Netflix was going to carry it. They got kibosh from Netflix, and they wanted to shut it down. He tried to jump and go early to cash in. Got a bunch of people to buy online tickets and tickets in the LA Freak Show live crowd so he could get his live moment and his big, 10 minutes speech of the shine that what this is really all about, in my opinion. And when they're about to go live, wouldn't you know it, just like an ROH pay-per-view from 2014, the shit shits the bed, and no one can get their pay-per-view or their money and whatnot. Like, shocker, the people who don't want you to, say shit about them are gonna silence you. And Corey Feldman couldn't be outsmarted by big tech or what have you. He's on the phone in front of a theater full of people going, well, the people who bought it home, I want them to see the same thing and not have to see it on Instagram and like cashing in and looking a fool. And instead, I think they never did show it live. And
no, they did.
Did they? Did it go off at the same time, though?
No, they didn't stream it. The live audience saw it.
Right, but like they never live streamed it,
they never live streamed it. No.
So all of this shit for 2 years ended up being for a local audience of maybe 200, 250 people when he thought he was going to get his big cash payout based off this information, a stooging off Charlie Sheen that we already all knew. In the fact
that was the big guy of the documentary. That was the big guy that he was scared of.
Yeah, well, that and who's connected to him to protect him through all these years. I haven't watched it all. I know that's the big name, and all of this never gets the payoff. Has to probably refund all that money to anybody who bought it online. Doesn't get his moment in the sun like he wants to be the star after being, pimped out by Hollywood. This kid's been on TV since he was 4 years old. Goonies, License to Drive, Gremlins, Stand By Me. You can go on and on. Dream a Little Dream.
Lost Boys, baby.
Lost Boys. And he's been out of the spotlight for 20 years. Of course he's addicted. Of course this is all he has in his life. And now it's been taken away from him. So now the money's gone. The plot's been stooged off. And the door's open for truth. And the conspiracy horsemen have the platform for Corey Feldman to come on here. Take a little ass whipping in the locker room like he needs to. But let's talk some fucking seriousness if we do. So I put it out there. If Corey Feldman wants to come on here in an open platform, he's got the invitation. But I'm not going to pull no punches and be like, Goonies never die. Never say die or any bullshit like that.
So let me ask you this. those people, whatever, 200,000, whatever the theater held, they all saw the documentary. Has anyone seen any posts online about all the people that were named? He said 6 people were going to be named in the documentary. Has any of those 6 names come out besides the Charlie Sheen one that we all knew about allegedly from years ago? Do they all have to sign NDAs? If that's the case, then that's ridiculous. Just him sitting on this information for years, and within those years, other people getting assaulted or molested or abused, so he can make a buck and try to get his shit.
He's doing. There's the scenes where he's listening to Corey Haim's mom on the 911 call, and he's sitting there with the phone to replay it so he can react and do the cry take and the whole shit in the highlights that I've seen so far, dude. I mean, it's not to say he doesn't miss his bro, you know, and it was 10 years ago. But dude, I mean, it's just
all the YouTube channels for Corey Feldman. There's not a positive one among them. Everything is just bagging him, from people who used to work with him, girls from the band, his driver, people who were involved in the show. So yeah, just it's been ridiculous. And now, I think I was talking to Stevie about it. It's just so ridiculous. Happens, he's gonna off himself, and he's gonna be like, none of you cared about my truth and my pain.
Wow,
and that's gonna be it.
We're here to tell his story.
Yeah. Tell my story.
Man, I don't know. Like I said, I don't want to go too negative and hard on this story yet, in case we do get him and be like, what's what. But what's left for this guy is the fame addiction and getting notoriety, because the cash in isn't there. Stevie, what are you thinking, man?
2 years. So this is going on. How long? We see the old black and white movies where they joke about the casting couch and other things, and this is a whole new level of debauchery with pedophilia, with child actors. And child actors has been around since Shirley Temple. So you have to think it's been going on. When he came out with this, and then we went in hard on him because just say the names. No, I'm going to do a GoFundMe or an Indiegogo or a Kickstarter. I'm going to make it and tell my story. I'm going to produce it. Just tell us the names. 2 years goes by. How many child actors have been molested or taken advantage of or put in uncomfortable situations, or even blacklisted for not doing it, costing their families money, maybe even putting them out on the streets? Just say the names. So now this thing happens, the big debut, the pay-per-view, all these things happen, and he's getting to the point, well past the point, in my opinion. Like you're saying, you don't want to go in hard, but dude, have you ever heard of somebody that has less sympathy for, like anybody in the public has less sympathy for, or nobody? People want to know now. This is a very much an ADD, instant, on-demand society. And when you're trying to say you're trying to save children from getting the same treatment that you're alleging, dude, it's completely just into, I mean, I can't even think of a word stronger than insensitive, but a much stronger word than insensitive, that someone is having it happen to you and you're withholding the information that could save them from possibly offing themselves.
That's Hollywood delusional. I mean, that's some kind of a dysfunction in his own mind, that you weigh the fame and the possible payout of doing the right thing when you have the complete ability to do so. It's also the equivalent to some degree of that chick in the newsroom. We had this story 3 years ago. Well, where the fuck were you?
Yeah.
Where
she wasn't important enough to deliver it.
She's the victim now. I had this. Now look at me, guys. Well, you're some kind of fucking journalist, aren't you?
You know what, dude? I saw an interview with him recently, right? I think it had to been like last week or whatever the case may be, where someone's interviewing him about this documentary. And when he says, when he's saying that he called the cops when this went down, and then he wrote a book, he doesn't say, you know what, I wrote a book. He wrote, I wrote a book. He goes, I wrote a New York Times best-selling book. So he has to get himself over.
Every time.
Get his shit in. For what reason? And you know what? if you're putting out a book to tell a story and the publishers say change the names, why did you change the names if the truth is so important to you? You know what I'm saying? Why did you change the names? Why not just come out and say, hey, ABC did this to me, Mr. XYZ did that to me?
Because in his mind, he's so fucked up. He's so fucked up from that 4-year-old time. Look at this motherfucker thinks he's in a band that's gonna sell. He does Michael Jackson fucking impersonation still. He's locked in that fucking time. Something happened to him where his mind is fucked. Where like that was it. He just stopped. Like 1989, I'm not going any more forward. I'm not progressing as a human at all. And then, you know, whatever the addiction with painkillers and looking like Katie Lang at this fucking point, trying to hold on to it all, man. Like, no. He can't operate even like a normal human to give the real Stooge Report to make the change he claims without getting the spotlight on him and cashing in or trying to cash in, and then it blows up in his face. So what does he really have left after the no money? Fame addiction.
Yeah, of course.
What do we have? A platform to provide people to look at him. And we're definitely going to get a story out of it if we get the opportunity. That's what I'm for, man.
Listen, I'm all for having him on here. I have no
only if he
qualms.
performs.
Oh, hell yeah, baby.
He's got to perform that song.
But like you said, we're not going to pull any punches. We're not going to kiss his ass. And you know what? If it ends up being a big scenario where we end up having an argument with the guy, it is what it is. We're just going to be honest with him, and we're going to all state our point of views. Yeah. Now, I'm not looking to pick a fight, but if we can get answers out of him that explain why he did, when he did, and how he did it, it may validate a couple of things that we don't know about. So who knows? But regardless of the fact, you're going to broadcast this on a live stream. You should expect a large amount of people get a lot. What is it? Bandwidth? Is that what it's called?
Mm-hmm.
How are you going to say they're hacking you in real time? Were you hacking him, hacker? Were you hacking him?
Yeah, a lot. Yeah, I would have gotten it just to get the early signal to see it, but it's that simple, dude. If Netflix is going to boot you and do all that shit, a telecom, and you're in Hollywood, they could shut down that whole block with one phone call. So here's him trying to pull a fast one, up the date, shotgun it from, and he doesn't know the indie promoter tricks. If he was really going to do it, he would have had it uploaded to Twitch, to YouTube, to Vimeo. He would have had, I'm going live from my house with a statement to the world and saying, right now, I'm hitting go live on all this. And you can tune in and watch it on all these platforms before they had any idea what it was. Once you start selling tickets to the live show, dude, you're getting set up to be fucking undermined. Total Mark shit, bro.
Agreed. Can't work a worker, kid.
No,
but that's the thing. I doubt he was undermined. I doubt it was anybody doing anything. It was him. This is all part of the big sell. So
of course,
I don't know.
I don't know, man. I think it's. I just go back to why. Like what reasoning do you have to not say the names, to not release the names at all? Even. Dude, people do interviews for 60 minutes or other things, or even for the National Enquirer, and get $100,000 or $200,000. He could have just easily did a sit-down interview for money, got it all done at once, and he would have gone around speaking about it. This is nobody cares. Unfortunately, the world, and now with coronavirus and all this other stuff, nobody's going to care about what Corey Feldman had. The world will not stop. If anything, it's going to be news, weather, and by the way, kids get raped in Hollywood. Have a good night.
And unfortunately, Alex Winters from Bill and Ted's, he went on BBC4 radio, not even TV, and he broke a story and was like, "Look, during Lost Boys, I got in some shit went down with me," and he said, these guys did this and it was bad, and it made me change my whole outlook. And he talked about why he
got abused.
Yeah.
The blonde guy, Mark.
Yeah. And he goes, it soured me on the business. It soured me on a lot of shit. And that was it. He came out and said it flat out and was like, this is what happened. I got my shit together and I fixed it. But he came out, and I want to say another another fairly big, celebrity came out and said, yeah, I was abused as a kid, and nobody needed a movie. And the next feed was Corey Feldman asking for money for his fucking project. And you're like, dude, are you not watching? People are coming out and exposing this. They're the people that people are admiring. Those are the actors. Oh, this guy got fucked up. That's why he stopped acting. That's why he started directing. That's why he started doing serious bits, and that's why he started doing producing and directing, because he did this and this. So it just got his asking for money just got so ridiculous, and it made him seem like such a piece of shit. And then to follow up with, I really want to try to help people. No, you don't, dude. Yeah, you don't, because you're not helping anybody.
It's on some shit GGP fucking got a slam tweet on of like, will Corey Feldman and Jose Canseco fucking come on and talk about any truths that they want to without clocking a fucking payday off of it? No, they won't. Here's one that hit the sheets yesterday. Mariah Carey's mother made her 10-year-old sister have sex with men and watch satanic rituals, lawsuit alleges. In the suit, Mariah's sister, Allison Carey, has alleged her mother also forced her to watch adults engage in sexual acts with both adults and children during middle of the night and satanic worship meetings that include ritual sacrifices. Mariah Carey's sister was probably shoot crazy as fuck too. Allison has filed a lawsuit against her mother accusing her of child abuse. In the suit, Allison alleges Patricia allowed and engaged several men whose identities are not revealed at present to have sex with the plaintiff when she was approximately 10 years old. The suit also alleges that the mother of Carey's sister forced Allison to watch adults engage in sexual acts with both adults and children during the middle of the night and satanic worship meetings that include ritual sacrifices. Due to these alleged horrors, Allison suffered post-traumatic stress disorder, anxiety, and depression, leading to her both misuse of legal and illegal drugs. Her legal complaint added that she became a drug addict to suppress the horrific memories she had as a child and to help the professional counselors to come out. In compensation for the horrendous childhood memories, Allison demanded money from her mother for the immense psychological and physical damage, mental pain, anguish, and severe emotional distress she had given to her intentionally. Although this is the first time details of Allison's alleged dreadful childhood have emerged publicly, earlier she said she mentioned that, unlike Mariah, she lived a far darker life. The mother of four struggled with drug addiction for decades, even turning to prostitution. Yeah,
is she as hot as Mariah or no?
Mariah's not hot.
I don't know. It's a sweet.
Well, she was.
Fantasy.
She was one.
But, dude, and this is on the heel. I mean, here's Hollywood Fallen. We talked about Domino's. Domino, motherfucker. We got fucking this shit happening with Feldman. This drops on the heels of that. We have
Weinstein,
fucking Weinsteiner recliner getting 23 fucking years and taking the big bump off the fucking top rope and trying to play it up like he's on the cell and his hips all fucked up and he needs to go to special jail. But he's in Rikers, son, and it ain't going down like that. So pretty fucking awesome week for some Horsemen get back fuck you of everything we kind of been covering, man.
What's the over-under on the death toll on Weinstein?
Oh, 1.5 to 2 years tops, bro.
How long you think he's going to do before he offs himself?
I don't think he's fucking got the willpower to off himself or the know-how.
No, he won't. He's got people trying to get him out. They will get him out eventually.
I think somebody will kill him just to say they did it.
10 days.
Could be.
Well, this is the thing, too, that you connected a little bit to the Corey Feldman thing, which has nothing to do with this, but they have their bad guy. They caught the guy on the most wanted list. So now, like, there's no more pedophiles in Hollywood. There's no more people that take advantage of these actors or actresses. We caught the guy. Everybody, that's the patsy. Even though he's probably guilty as fuck, he's the patsy. Yeah. That's going to get railroaded, and then when he gets killed, it's tidied up and just like Epstein. It's tidied up, it's closed, all the loose ends. Did you guys see the Eric Weinstein thing I sent you guys?
Yeah.
Dude, how crazy were those questions?
They weren't crazy. I mean, they were crazy.
I mean, crazy isn't like nobody's asking them.
Oh yeah, it's just like Wolfgang with Sandy Hook, just asking simple logistical audit. You're just making you're doing an analysis and an audit on what's going on, and here the standards.
You guys are talking about Epstein though, not Weinstein, right?
No, Weinstein
is the journalist.
Yeah, he's the one who asked.
Weinstein was the journalist.
Right, but we went from talking about Weinstein to another Weinstein talking about Epstein without
clarifying
that. I just wanted to fucking.
It was 3 live Jews. We're good.
Yeah.
So,
oy vey, what are you doing? Yeah.
Well, actually,
those
2 live Jews and 1 dead
the whole story.
Maybe.
Is he dead?
Yeah.
Is he Sal?
Is he?
Is he?
Go ahead. Sorry to interrupt. My head was spinning there. I was like, they're not going to understand what happened. So 3 questions this Weinstein reporter asked about Epstein that just are, like you said, logistical questions. Go ahead, Stevie.
No, he was just asking he was actually measuring his wealth, which is enormous, like nine-figure type wealth. And then he's saying he's having, like, with all the houses and the jets and everything, 11 figures. He goes, there are tiers and behavioral type of patterns to these people that are that rich. He said, it was kind of funny. He goes, when I met Weinstein, we met for about an hour. Epstein, so you got me doing it now. When he met Jeffrey Epstein for about an hour, the first thing he said, which was telling, was that he was kind of terrified. He was scared of him. And then he said that it seemed like he was actually placed into this, like an actor. He really said he was an actor playing a role, and he had been around people that have managed like hedge funds and billions of dollars and all the things that people claim that Epstein had managed. And he goes, he didn't have any of the characteristics or traits of somebody that came up through those ranks. So that's why he thinks he was placed, and he was asking the questions. Is he connected to governments? Is he connected to intelligence? Because on that level, and I'm paraphrasing, on that level, that's the only way that, like, he can come from nowhere to get all this wealth. It doesn't make sense. And then Giselle Maxwell with passports and all these things that there's no records of. Like, he said, you would have to work so hard to destroy or somehow like scrub the records of every breadcrumb that they had, or the records never existed in the first place.
Well,
like the trade records from the hedge fund that he allegedly managed.
Yeah. Things were taken off the island, the safe, and then, things blown up, right? The underground tunnels and whatnot, man. So who knows who got away with what, and is he probably a Mossad agent, CIA operative in between, working independently for both sides? When you're talking 11-figure tier stacks, that's some state money. That isn't just blackmail and hedge fund money. You're backed by governments, So it's insane, the power play that's going on. In our final story, interesting. Will it be a conspiracy against me? Alex Jones thinks his drunk driving arrest is a conspiracy too, and his wife may be in on it. Alex Jones thinks his DWI arrest this weekend is part of a conspiracy. The infamous conspiracy theorist and InfoWars founder claims there's a dragnet to catch people driving drunk in Texas County, where he was arrested early Tuesday morning, apparently because the county's been criticized for its low numbers against drunk driving arrests. This according to police sources, naturally. But if there is a dragnet in Travis County, Jones's wife might be in on it. The deputy who arrested Jones was responding to a call from a woman who she'd gotten into a fight with said she'd gotten into a fight with her husband. Okay. He'd stormed off in his car and was possibly driving drunk, the woman said. The deputy stopped the car that matched the plate number that Jones's wife had given him and detected a strong odor of alcohol, CNN reported based on the affidavit. Jones reportedly told the arresting officer that he was driving to another one of his residences to get away from his wife. The InfoWars website says Jones took a breathalyzer test and registered below the legal limit of .08, which in itself is an incredibly low threshold, he complained. Jones blew a .079 and failed parts of his one-leg stand and walk-on turn tests, according to CNN. Jones claimed in a video statement that he did the one-foot test better than the officer did. Of course. Jones also expressed skepticism that the small bottle of sake he drunk hours earlier could have possibly showed up on the breathalyzer test. I'm not saying the cop did something. It was the testing system they had, he said in a video. I'm empowered by freedom. I've had the depressants like alcohol to suppress how empowered I am because I'm into freedom. Jones was released on bond shortly after 4 a.m. Tuesday morning, according to CNN. This is obviously his first wife, a super bad divorce, really ugly. And behind the scenes, this guy's been a worker for the last 5-6 years. People who've worked with him saying that he wish he could have folded up shop a while ago and killed the character that he's doing, but the money was too sweet. And then he switched to the evangelical bullshit and got Trump in, and he's locked in. And then obviously in the big YouTube ban to what happened to Roger Stone, they've been trying to marginalize him all the way down into the Sandy Hook shooting stuff that we've seen Fetzer get $100,000 whack on the wrist for just talking shit. So here it is on him and his second marriage, third marriage maybe even, but second I think, and disgruntled ex-wife saying their husband's driving drunk, not beyond the realm of possibility for some vindictive shit. What do you think? Infowars.com.
Well, if he had answered our email that one time a few years ago, he might have avoided all this.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I would love to see the fucking dashboard cam of this though.
Oh, dude, who does the turn better?
Oh, I would love to see that dashboard cam.
It's got to be FOIA requestable, right?
Yeah,
to say,
just to
to say that this guy, by the way, he's a worker just because the fact he has to put himself over in a sobriety test. I did it better than the cop.
Yeah,
he has
some Trump shit.
Everything.
I do the best sobriety test. I do the best turnarounds. I do the best shuffle ball change, kick turn, 1-2, 1-2.
Here's a weird thing too. This is an election year, and a lot of people argue that Alex Jones had a lot to do with getting Trump elected. So now he got one bullet out of his gun to get reelected. Not that he's going to have any trouble. Like if the vote is real, not that he's going to have trouble beating the opposition he presented in front of him, like Creepy Joe or Alzheimer Joe or
how about that
Joe
today? Frail Joe and that shit. Joe gets into it with the
Constantly.
dude on the M14.
Yeah.
That watch out for those M14s.
I'm popping for the fact of, isn't that his base, the union workers for Democrats? He's kneeling them.
Yeah. Not only that, he's throwing hands on the guy, and the guy's telling him, "I'm not okay with this."
Yeah, he's bowing up on him, bro. He's like, "What?
You want to go outside? Let's take it outside."
And there wasn't any like security right there around him. It was all union guys. They all could have thrown knees on him right there if they wanted to.
The look that guy that Biden gave that worker, was like when I was at my friend Dan's wedding, and the sheik was there, and he pulled out a bag of crack and put it on the table during the reception. And this 13-year-old kid goes, "What's that?" And he goes, "Crack," like as loud as he could. And that was the moment when there was between songs.
Oh, good.
So it was like completely quiet. The timing couldn't have been more perfect.
Come on, Eileen. I swear.
That marriage didn't last, unbelievably.
No, really?
She left him for Shiki, baby.
She likes that rock, bro. What are you gonna do once you're on the glass dick? That's how it is. Marriage don't mean nothing. What are you thinking, Alex Jones? Infowars.com. GGP.
I can care less. The guy looks like a raging alcoholic. He's a fat man, baby, who's a CIA operative. I can care less. This isn't news to me. He got pulled over with a DWI. We know a lot of the boys who got pulled over with DWIs. Sure. We know a lot of celebrities who get pulled over for DWIs. It is what it is. His fat ass should have took an Uber.
I can't disagree. Sally?
Again, I go back and forth with Alex Jones because it's like he's such a great character. He's an amazing fucking character. And then you just see this clusterfuck of his real life, and it just, he just steps into shit. And then he'll backpedal on this, of course, and there'll be 1,000 reasons why, and it'll get forgotten. Nobody will care until the next time he makes a valid point, and then somebody's going to pull that out like their little boot knife and go, "Remember when this fucking drunk idiot got pulled over?" That's all this is good for. Yeah. This is somebody's PR boot knife to fucking sink him whenever he's going to be taken seriously.
Yeah,
That's
any chance they get. They got him on watch. How long has this guy been on FBI watch? How many millions of tax dollars were wasted on this guy during Obama administration? They had watching his every move, and they're going to want to get results for the money they've spent, whether it's DUI or bringing them up on Sandy Hook charges. And they got I named him earlier, Trump's guy that was on there all the time. Roger Stone. What did he get? 4 years?
Yeah, 3 or 4 years.
3 to 4. So, like they're sending their message, and I think Stevie's right on where they're trying to chip away at some of the foundational pieces. But I think Sal's got a good point in that too, where his base will see that or make it one way in their mind and double down on stupid just to justify it. And it could do more harm than good to reinforce.
They'll get by this real quick.
Yeah.
This is going to disappear in the news so fast, but this is going to be someone's ammo for later on down the road, whenever he has a valid point.
Look, man, regardless of what happens, whether the economy and the stock market crash because of the coronavirus, or regardless, Alex Jones get pulled over for DWI, doesn't matter. Trump's going to win another term in office. Look who his competition is.
Dude, they're fucked.
You got Bernie Sanders, who's a freaking idiot. Okay, how are you going to pay for all this? I don't know. We're going to raise the taxes on the middle class. Yeah, that's exactly what we want. All the people who are trying to do the right thing by going to work, paying their taxes, are going to get hammered. So people who don't want to get off the couch and don't want to pay for their for anything are going to get the same exact privileges as the people who are going to work. There's no initiative. And then we have dumbass Biden, who can't even get the name of the rifle right. AR-14. AR-15.
Dude, with Biden, all you got to do a month before the election is do a highlight video to, "Come on now, touch me, babe. Can't you see?" And and roll all the little girls and women that he's touched over the last fucking 8 years in a creepy way. He's fucking buried instantly.
But you know what the problem is? I guarantee you, if Trump had issues with him, he wouldn't do it. He wouldn't do it. Just like he says, "If I was in charge, you'd be in jail," and the bitch is still running around in the street.
Right.
Come on, man.
But that shit we saw today with him getting in the back of the Yukon or whatever, that was some reminiscent of some Hillary shit where they're holding her up and he's looking around like, crazy grandpa just wants some tapioca pudding time. That's it.
Yeah. I agree with you.
He needs a fucking pillow and a nappy nap.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the fucked up thing that I think is going to happen. Because I don't think it'll be entertaining as fuck. It'll be wrestle crap to watch Biden debate Trump as Trump just makes fun of him for 90 minutes. I think they're going to throw Hillary in there. Because she has this documentary coming out that's painting her as the sympathetic wife that Bill cheated on. He's opening up about the Monica Lewinsky stuff. It's what we talked about last time. They didn't do the widow route that we thought they would do in 2016 because that motherfucker looked like he was poisoned up to the election.
Yeah.
But this here, I think she's going to come in and because everybody else looks so terrible that they're going to paint it in a way that she's coming to give it a boost. She's dragging, she's screaming and dragging, saying, "I don't want to do this," but they make it look like that the country needs her.
Boy, that's really going to look. I'm sure she's going to be able to get it over. She's not going to fuck that up at all.
Oh, I mean, dude, it's going to do the same thing.
It's going to have the exact opposite effect of what they fucking dream it will. They're a bunch of bruise touchers, and they can't keep saying, "Why does this fucking hurt?" They keep touching it. But yeah, anybody else got anything around the horn before we pitch it out here? Because
is there an email that Papa Dom wanted read?
Oh, is it? Yeah, I haven't gone.
Yeah, I just sent a thing. One of my buddies out there said he sent a good email with pictures that might interest us. So.
Okay, let me log in real quick. Bang, bang, boom. to the gender neutral messaging system, conspiracyhorseman@gmail.com. If you
Oh, I
guys,
just got something to say real quick. If
Say
you're
it.
into this, if you're watching the show and you're in the chat, the Twitch chat room, act accordingly. Stop acting like a big man baby. Let's all be civil and have a good time. There's no reason to start trouble if you don't need to start trouble. We don't want to boot anyone out of the chat room.
No, that time's come and gone. I think this the thing, and again, it's a tiny little Elroy Jetson in the room. The guy's a fucking troll.
yeah,
He's being a troll now, and he's going. We don't give him over. Not everything's a fucking hoax. He can't. That's the problem. His illness keeps him from having a civil conversation. So now we're just talking about the Clintons, and the Clinton BJ was a hoax, but now we're all morons and asleep and dead asleep and everything else. This moron can't come out and speak a word without trying to get over on someone. He thinks he's a worker. Know your place in someone else's locker room. You try to use the lingo. You try to pretend you're a worker of some sort. Call people marks and everything else. You need to fuck off. I don't need you personally. I couldn't care less whether you live or die. I don't want to hear any more from you. Don't care about you. You're not affecting our show in any way. I'm just tired of seeing you. You interrupt people's thoughts on the show. You interact with people who couldn't care less. No one in the room gives a fuck about you. So just go away. Have some dignity. Crawl away, Ben. Go away. No one wants you here. That's all. Go do a show with Jericho and be over. Now go away.
I tried to do my best. I'm sorry, guys.
Wait a minute. So Bill Clinton, Mr. Bill Clinton's in it with the Horsemen right now. You're telling me the BJ was a hoax, Bill?
It was all a hoax.
Nah, I've had plenty of BJs, and I remember her going down, man. I just put a Krispy Kreme down there, and she went downtown. Charlie Brown, baby. All I'm seeing is something from Jamal Khashoggi. When do shows for the opening and ending? Yeah.
No, dude. This should be from
Jesus.
Angelo Andrews.
Jamal Khashoggi from sportsdude666@gmail.com.
No, that wasn't him.
When do you shows for the opening and ending to list the music you use? Also, Epstein didn't kill himself. I use a lot of stuff that's copywritten, but everything we do here is free, so I don't really worry about getting busted for it. Usually I'll use covers if I can, because I like to find interesting covers of songs I like, but if it fits what I'm trying to do, then I fucking bootleg it because I like ECW, and that's what they used to do. But there's Angelo Andrews just coming through now. What's up, guys, from Double A? Below or attached.
Hold on a second. There's only one double A, Mark.
Yeah. Why did I think you were sending something from fucking the Reinforcer?
Oh, Andrew. Shout out to Andrew Anderson. We had a great match, man. We had a great match. Good guy. Anyway, go on.
Below are some attached pictures that I took with my shitty Android. If the debunking of chemtrails and contrails are true, then why are the same time is one trail staying and really long and the other short and disappearing? Took this yesterday morning. It's kind of hard to see, but 2 nights ago there was a ring around the moon. Thought it was interesting, and I've never seen it before. 3 and 4, I took those a while ago, and it popped me. The one is of the sun, the moon, and the chemtrails is in one shot. Question for sale. Not sure what you said it on, but it was a while ago. I believe you said you saw a round glowing object flying, but it didn't have your phone to take a picture. I saw something similar 2 years ago. Looked like a ball of fire flying from left to right, then away from me. Not sure what it was, but definitely not a plane. Question for Stevie. Lacey Evans, pass, smash, or figure blast?
Married.
Oh, all right.
She's married?
So no, he said.
She's married.
So you can choose pass. You don't have to say married. You can just say pass.
I don't even play the game. Look at him.
Oh, I didn't even know what the game was.
Pass, smash,
Big
or
league,
finger.
big league in
I'm in the danger zone with the coronavirus demographic. I don't have time for this.
The pictures, I'm just gonna go through the contrail one, chemtrail, where one is far short and far long. Could be either or, definitely, but I think these jets are outfitted with X amount of spray. So you might have seen one spray a full length, came back to start another one, and ran out of propellant. So they only got X amount of mileage out of it that way, instead of like one's dissipating and one's staying. It just might be a different volume that was there as well. I don't have these on my other computer to download them to show them, but I'll highlight them again maybe next week as I look at them closer compared to my stuff. But yeah, we've seen plenty of contrails, chemtrails, and he's seeing auras around different things that we normally haven't seen. These lunar experiences brighter, and were they chemtrailing at night? They were doing it so hard when, like, 2015, we all kind of started sharing stuff, like, asking that when it was going on. When I would be driving to the college in the morning, right off base, dude, just gridding the sky, full grids. And then it all went away. And then Stevie goes, they're trailing a lot more at night around me. And then the sure as shit they were around here too, man. So the what the fuck turned into a covert op once again, and we still don't have an answer why.
Oh, was it last week? Did you guys? Was that you were doing Junkyard? The plane when it came overhead.
Oh, it was us. It was us. It was us.
And it came real low. So it stuck in my head, like, just kind of as an aside. I said that was really fucking low, and that's not normal for around here. I got it from 3 other people in the neighborhood, further down. They said that it's happened at night now for the past almost 2 weeks. They're like, oh, the planes have been flying real low the past 2 weeks.
That was crazy. It was like last week when the one fucking was landing in your backyard.
Yeah. And it was like, and apparently that's been going on for kind of, I guess, for a while. I've only noticed the one since it's happened. But people are saying at night there's a lot of low-flying planes.
Do you want to know any reason why that would be?
We have a small airport over here. It's like a private one, but it's closed. You know what I mean? Like, it's not open, as far as I know, like 24/7. So
it would seem like late night low landings would be the last time that they would be open. Like, they would be open,
Right. So it was just kind of like, all right. And then we got Bethlehem Airport is right over here. Well, not right over here, 16 miles from here. So we have a major airport, and then this private one, but the plane is so low that like I said, you guys heard it. And now when I mentioned it to someone else just in passing, and these are Nancy Browns, they're not in on this at all. They said, oh yeah, it's the past 2 weeks the planes have been flying real low at night. We hear them in our bedroom, and we hear it sounds like they're like right overhead. So something else that's kind of weird.
Yeah, well, just the unexplained of why are you doing it? Why is this out of pattern, and why am I noticing it? Because with no explanation, it makes everything seem more suspect, whether it's the towers for 5G, possibly in New York City, that went up all over in plain sight with no explanation, and them shutting that shit down, or, at the meetings. Go ahead. Oh,
no, shit. I don't know. I don't know if I can say it on the air. I'll talk to you guys after the show about it. I don't know if I can actually say
we're pretty much done. We'll wrap it up, so it might be the lead into the next show here, Twitch.tv.
I just want to say something real quick.
We're going to do pitches. Go ahead, man. Do it.
I just want to say something real quick about the chemtrails.
Mm-hmm.
That video that Stevie sent today. What was the dude's name again?
Deep Thoughts Radio.
Yeah, Deep Thoughts Radio. Good video. I like the way he presents everything, nice and slow, and it's easy to digest. He said something. He says, the coronavirus and chemtrails have something. Climate change has something in common. It's both nonsense. And he goes, there is climate change going on caused by humans, but what it is, it's caused by the chemtrails. And the reason why they're spraying the skies is so they can cause this change in climate. It's not what they're telling us. It's something completely different. These chemtrails are there to cause this climate change and force these icebergs and to start melting, so they can have reasoning to pass this carbon emission tax that they've been trying to pass forever, so they can rape us even further and control us even further as well for money. So kind of makes sense in the long run if you look at things.
And then it'll miraculously all be fixed after the tax gets instituted.
Yeah. Well, there won't be any turtles dying of straw injuries to the head on our watch, because we're protecting them all. Turtles. We'll see, if we live or die and wake up with a scarf around our neck or an old Price Chopper bag, because they're becoming few and far between to get your hands on a hot commodity. We're selling individual squares of toilet paper for 5 cents a piece, so feel free to PayPal us all if you want to have something to wipe your ass with. You can get at us all on HeyPal. And also ProWrestlingTees.com/SEG shirt /Stevie Richards /Greek God Papadon /Bin Hamin, because they want to raise prices. I saw their prices are actually going up too, so get in and get your shirts while you can from my store while it's still $19.84. Because our profit margin is going down, I believe, unless we are forced to jack them up. I don't know if you guys saw that email or not, but we'll go around.
Well, it's not on the black shirts, on the colored shirts, I thought it was.
Well, on stack shirts.
They stack them in the warehouse.
I said we're big stacks of them. Stacks of Hamin shirts and Conspiracy Horsemen shirts and NFO shirts and Horror Junkyard shirts and Stevie Richards fitness shirts and all the shirts you guys need to represent
Hold on
the
a
brand.
second. I didn't give them extra food. See, this is the thing. My wife, she thinks I'm like Joe Biden, have CT or something. Like I just keep feeding the cats and forgetting, and I'm getting these texts about making the cats obese. I gave them a half a cup this morning and a half a cup at 6 p.m. No, not a half a cup at noon.
Tell her to go back in the kitchen and make it.
The AR-14s need to be stopped.
Oil them up,
You won't
man.
do it.
Well, as shows get canceled, who knows what's going to happen, in weeks ahead. We said we're booked all the way around, but maybe nobody's got WrestleMania bookings after this weekend. Sally, what's going on with you, man?
Oh, man. We'll absolutely nothing. We have, a lot of Joe stuff going on the weekends coming up.
Cool.
Getting booked for crap I don't want to do. So there's that. Aside from that, just we're working on the next couple episodes and doing the producer thing for you, trying to get Chuck on, getting up, because Chuck's got a lot of shit coming on, and we're getting him. So he's enjoying the producer role, and he's going to be. I think he's going to be messaging you soon.
All right, cool, man. Because I definitely do need a producer, and maybe I'll stooge it off here right at the end of this show, and I'll reiterate it on Friday as well. But I'm sad, excited, and always new possibilities coming. But GGP, one show down. Unfortunately, SUNY IT on the 18th bought College Show. He was going to announce Rome the week after, but I don't know with the way trends go. And like I said, Mike King feeling a little bit under the weather. We'll see what happens with Immortal, the Conspiracy Horseman takeover. But what else going on with you this weekend, man?
This weekend I got nothing, but next weekend I have SWA in Deer Park, and the following weekend, the 28th, I'll be in California for AWS.
Excellent. The place that runs the Elks Lodge down in the city hit me up in Queens. I can't remember the name of the company. The promoter, I think, tried to make.
Was it Alpha Championship Wrestling?
Alpha reached
out.
I
put you over to him.
I appreciate that. I just haven't had to write him a nice message to, break the ice. But I definitely am interested.
Definitely cool. We did NFO yesterday. It was a little fun episode for two reasons. We had the author of the unofficial Star Wars Kama Sutra book that we read a page every. We show a page, a different position of the Kama Sutra every episode. He was on, so we had a good time with him. And then during the week, we got a hate email from one of the viewers because we told typical GGP fashion. I told off the viewers on our anniversary episode. And this guy wrote an email, left his number on there. So what did we do? We called him on air. And the three of us went in on him. Told him to go get his shine box and hung up in him at the end of the thing. Mr. Homeboy 88. Hello, Hacker Hamin follower. But it was all out of love, So if the guy's all offended and has his knickers in a bunch, then, it's tough. I can't take back what I said. We told you it was all in good entertainment and in good fashion. Whatever. I'll see if you come to the show on the 28th in AWS in LA and you step up, I'll just smack you right back down. So don't worry about it, kid.
Bong. Yeah, just awesome stuff going on in the 3D printing world. I'm so pumped to be able to send you guys these crazy things, man. That all the Mandalorian stuff is nuts what people are building, man.
Yeah.
You should sell them, dude.
Yeah, well, I just got one printer back online, so I got to get the other one going, and it'll take a while. But I think that, to be honest with you, it's about selling the costumes for cosplay. And you could, if you could make the Iron Man costumes and sell them to every local high school in their colors, or, you know, like Syracuse University or whatever here to do the halftime show shit, or have the stormtroopers all in orange for Syracuse, like that's where the money is, I think, you know.
Yeah, man, all of that stuff is just, you do the panels, you get the individual panels, you put it together, and it looks so much more legit. And then once you get somebody to paint that shit, it's just bonkers, man. It's amazing, some of the shit they have.
Some of the weathered stuff that looks like the Mandalorian's blasted stuff, it looks crazy. And tomorrow we'll be looking crazy too, Stevie, as we'll... oh, no, actually, tomorrow I don't have to. Yeah, we do. We've got the locker room in the morning. I don't even know what day it is anymore. I know I got to do AEW and the locker room tomorrow. So I'll definitely be in a crazy fucking mode after signing off here in just a minute to watch Trumpty Trump give us the State of the Union on Corona. How you doing? Are you going to be able to feed these cats? Or are they wasting away?
I think they're okay. I think we've been... ACT is setting in, but I seem to remember how terrible the shows are when we do the locker room, so that's unfortunate there. I got the booking on the 21st, but who knows what can happen there, Wildcat. Go to SteveRichardsFitness.com if you want to go out to Planet Fitness or anything like that. Every other fitness brand seems to be taking advantage of the fear-mongering, and especially the at-home workouts and the home gym stuff, so if you want to go to SteveRichardsFitness.com and avoid the coronavirus, go ahead and do that. If you want to build your own home gym in the meantime, go to ForceUSA.com, enter the code Stevie5, and I got the folding My Rack out there. I just put the review of that up, and we got an elliptical review coming this Sunday.
Oh, excellent, man. I actually went to the gym this morning, and the Planet Shitless was closed down. Outside, they had ellipticals and treadmills stacked 50, 60 of them, 4 high, man. I was like, what the hell's going on? So I'll be interested to see tomorrow. Yeah, I was like, back the truck up and go. They probably wouldn't have missed one, to be honest with you. That'll be good. Everything with Force USA has been going real well, so we appreciate you guys using the code Stevie5 to support and checking out all his videos. I've been getting jacked, trying to stay, on my game going into these shows. Now, who knows? Maybe I can go back to eating La Roma's pizza and not giving a fuck anymore because we'll all be unbooked. But that ain't going to happen because I got Broasters coffee to sell at thebroasters.com, official Russo limited edition brand, selling great. I want to say thank you to all the Hamin Media Group supporters, Russo brand supporters, who made that such a great initial effort. Followed them at Coffee Broasters. That's just only going to help us all shine a bit brighter this weekend. I'm hoping to shine. I got to write down my jokes for Hamin returns to the 245. I don't think that show will get canceled because people there live with a lot worse than coronavirus day to day. So that'll be for the strictly locals, hardcore only. And then off the 21st to the Awakening, the Ascension will be on there. Good to see my boy APOC as I take on the young upstart Tony Atlas and the Patriot. You might have heard of him. Alpha and Sequel will be there. We'll eat some raw chicken together, slap the shit out of you and your girlfriend. Bring $5, infidels. It's Hacker Hamin. It's Big Salah. It's GGP. It's Big Stevie Cool, the Conspiracy Horseman. Turn your head and cough for the coronavirus and suck on the lime, infidels. YOLO.